Hello, my name is Constantine Manda, and I'm an incoming assistant professor within the Department of Political Science that is situated within the School of Social Sciences at the University of California, Irvine. I received my doctoral degree in political science from Yale University, where I specialized in comparative politics with a special focus on African politics, as well as the political economy of development in general. My current research is situated at the intersection of understanding how politics and religion can co-evolve to build institutions that matter for understanding of politics and religion in Africa today. In particular, I engage with two strands of literature that generate a puzzle given the results that I find. In particular, there is a vibrant political economy literature that shows that ethnicities within Africa that in the pre-colonial period were organized politically around a centralized ruler rather than political authority being dispersed across various individuals or institutions are today more likely to have experienced high economic development. So centralized political ruler, high economic development. When you couple that result with the secularization theory from sociology, economics, and other social sciences that says and argues and finds that as incomes go up, as economic development increases, you will have people saying that religion is less important in their lives. You'll have less religiosity. So we have two results that provide a puzzle given the results that I find in my own research. And in particular, I should have found that individuals who descend from ethnic groups that in the pre-colonial period were not organized around a politically centralized figure should today be more religious than those that descend from ethnicities that were organized in the pre-colonial period around a centralized political figure, as these two literatures would predict. I find the opposite. I find that, in fact, Africans who today are descended from ethnic groups that were organized politically around a centralized political authority are today actually more religious. Religion is much more important in their lives than those individuals who descend from more acephalous ethnic groups. Acephalous here meaning more dispersed, so not centralized in that same way. I use various survey data and anthropological data to show this effect, and I argue that this effect comes from political leaders earlier in the formation of these political institutions, as well as these religious institutions, argued for their divine right to rule in order to stave off any political threats to their power, especially those that came within the palace, including especially relatives like a brother, a cousin, who could also be a potential heir to the throne. And in this way, politicians use religious sanctioning to argue for their political authority, for their political legitimacy within their societies. And I show and argue through various case studies throughout Africa's history that these religious institutions co-evolved with the political institutions through this divine right to rule that does not exist among the less centralized political ethnicities across Africa today. I also, in my research, have an ongoing agenda of trying to unpack further how the historic legacies of political institutions in Africa matter for understanding not just religiosity, but contemporary politics as well in the continent. In terms of the decision to come to UCI, I could say that it really stems from UCI's very rich tradition of interdisciplinary work within the social sciences, especially, where you can already see from the welcome that I've received, not just from my colleagues within the Department of Political Science, but as well as my colleagues from economics, from psychology as well, that really excites me, because I know that there is a lot within my research agenda that requires collaboration from colleagues in economics and in psychology and elsewhere, and anthropology as well. And so I think that to me is an attractive element of UCI, despite the fact that we have since been in our kind of silos, if you will, within this department. I can sense the interdisciplinary demeanor of the School of Social Sciences, and I'm excited to be joining as a faculty within that school. And I think the other kind of relevant information for me, I think as joining the Department of Political Science at UCI, is that I am a national of Tanzania, which is a country just south of the equator, underneath Kenya and Uganda, but above Mozambique and Zambia, with the Indian Ocean to its eastern borders, where I grew up, and a lot of my research is really informed in many ways as an African who has been granted a lot of privileges in terms of being able to visit and experience different cultures across the continent, but as well as an African who did the majority of his higher learning in the United States, and then now finally becoming faculty in the US as well. So I hope to bring that aspect as well, not just in my scholarship, but also in my instruction and mentoring of students at UCI, which I am very excited about doing. I know that for most of us as academics, we like to pride ourselves, and really we are judged when we go up for tenure, especially at an esteemed institution such as UCI, for our research scholarship. However, as many of us know and express, teaching is an important aspect, and mentoring and building the skill sets of the next generation of academics and students and professionals and human beings is equally important. I know for many of us, and certainly it is important for me as well, being able to contribute and give back in terms of mentoring and ensuring that students have all that they need to succeed at UCI. Thank you very much.